everybody, it's Elisa here. So today I want to talk about relapse in eating disorder recovery, why it happens and how to get over it. So last week I got this interesting email from a girl who has been in semi-recovery for the past 2 years. And semi-recovery means that you are maybe trying to recover, trying to increase your calories, trying to eat more, trying to not restrict, but you haven't stopped all the compensation and restricting and eating disordered habits completely. And that's why it will keep you in semi-recovery. It means that you cannot fully recover. You can stay in that stage like actually forever, and it's not real recovery. I've got this kinds of like messages and emails before, like girls write to me and tell me that they have been in recovery for like a full year, but nothing is changing and this recovery is not working. So then I ask them what are they doing, how they're eating, how is their relationship with food. And then of course I will find out that maybe they are still purging, they are still exercising, they are still skipping meals here and there, they are restricting even if just for like few days. And I want you to know that this is not recovery, this is still eating disorder. And like this, yes, recovery is impossible. It's very important to get out of this cycle of constantly relapsing in recovery, going back to restriction, purging. Maybe you only in your head think like, okay, this is like, I promise it's like the one last time I purge and then I will continue with recovery. Or you think that maybe I will just restrict for like 5 days, I will lose some weight, I will feel so much better, and then I will continue with recovery. But I want you to understand that it doesn't work that way. Dieting and restriction does not work. And this is actually how I stopped relapsing in recovery, because I woke up from the illusion of restricting, dieting and losing weight. If you go back to restriction, then it will never lead to like anything good. It's an endless cycle. And this is how I realized that even if my eating disorder is telling me that just try this diet like one last time and then it will work, it like something changes and it will work this time, I promise you. But the thing is that I heard this kind of like promises in my head like hundreds of times, and I did like restricting and purging and doing this like diets like hundreds times, and every time I got the same result. Every time I was back to binging even more, purging, feeling obsessed with foods, out of control with foods. My weight will fluctuate in terms of like bloating and water retention, and my hormones didn't work properly. My metabolism was even slower after every time I dieted. So it will never result in like health or feeling good. It's only an illusion. And maybe you know this quote by Albert Einstein, and it's the definition of insanity. So it says that definition of insanity is doing one thing over and over and over again and hoping different result. And this is like what dieting is. This is what restriction is. It will result in only temporary, maybe feeling like in control, or think that you are like, I don't know, controlling your weight, you're doing the right thing. But it's only temporary, because you still continue to have eating disorder. If you still restrict, you can't recover from eating disorder. So you have to simply wake up and see that it's not working. So how to get over relapsing in recovery for me was that I understood that even if my eating disorder tells me that you have to restrict one last time and then something will change, I was like, no, it will not change. I've tried it already like thousands of times every time I got even more obsessed with foods. Every time I felt even more out of control. And I simply understood that I don't want to be the insane person who expects like something will change even if I continue doing the same mistake over and over again. So I understood that I have to change. I started to think, if I want to relapse, is it gonna change anything? Is it gonna change anything better for the long run? And the answer was no, absolutely not. Because I knew it from my past experience of relapsing and going back to restriction so many times. I knew it won't change anything. So that's why every time I wanted to restrict or go back to eating disordered habits, I just asked myself, is it gonna change anything? And the answer was no. So I was like, okay, I might as well just go on with the recovery. Even though if I feel bloated, even though if I feel bad at this right moment, even though if it seems that I'm gonna gain weight until like indefinitely, I'm still gonna continue with the recovery. Because what's the other option? There is no other option. Restriction won't work. So I have to try like this other thing. And I knew about recovery, I knew about the symptoms, and I knew constipation, water retention, all that is normal in recovery, and I just have to try. What other option I have? I didn't have any more options. So I hope this made sense to you, and this is how I stopped relapsing in recovery, and this led me to now being fully recovered and my weight is stable. I eat normally, I can't even overeat anymore, I don't purge, and yeah, I just feel in tune with my body and my hunger signals. And this is all due to stopping relapsing. Yeah, just remember, as long as you keep on relapsing, you cannot recover, but learn from every relapse. Relapses in recovery happen, but what you can do is learn from them so you won't make the same mistake over and over and over again. So yeah, this is it for the video. I hope you liked it, and I really like to get your emails and comments and stuff, so if you have any thoughts, please post them down below. And yeah, so see you in my next video. Ciao!